The chosen soul behind the silence of your steps. Steps that have long gone unnoticed. Behind those eyes that hide thousands of wounds. Behind the smile you force yourself to wear. Even when your heart is shattered, there is something that never dies. Hope. Yes, your hope. Simple, yet unbreakable. The kind of hope that never stops praying, even when every door seems tightly shut before you. You've walked alone for what feels like forever. Through cold nights with no embrace. Through quiet days without a single soul who truly understands your mind. But know this one thing: the universe never sleeps. The sky has never closed its eyes to your struggle. God has never ignored the tears you hide from the world. Every wound, every waiting moment, every act of patience, none of it is in vain. They are the stepping stones leading you to a destined point, a moment where someone, written for you since the beginning of your life, will arrive and lift your life higher than you ever imagined. This is not an ordinary love story. This is not just a meeting that warms your heart. This is a divine journey, a new path that will accelerate your destiny, change the direction of the winds in your life, and take you to a place you once only saw in dreams. Chosen soul, you might be in a phase where everything feels confusing. Sometimes you want to give up. Sometimes you want to disappear. Sometimes you ask, have I been forgotten? But the truth is, you're being shaped, you're being purified, you're being lifted. Slowly but surely, someone will come, not to add to your wounds, but to see them with compassion. Not to replace your past, but to guide you toward a brighter future. They will not come because you were chasing them, but because you were finally ready to meet them. Your frequency is aligned. Your inner light is now bright enough to draw them in, and the time is very near. So, prepare yourself, not just your heart, but your soul, because when you are truly ready, the universe won't delay a single second. Before you move on to the next part of this message, take a deep breath. Feel the vibration, because these are not just words strung together. This is a soul calling, written just for you. If your heart starts to tremble while reading this, if your eyes begin to well up for no clear reason, then you've been called. It's time to remember who you truly are. A soul chosen to receive this divine meeting. Don't ignore this message. It doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within you, from the part of your soul that's been waiting so long for this moment to arrive. Like this now, if your heart feels connected. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. This is the next message sent down for you. Turn on the notification bell so the universe knows that you're ready to stay awake. And most importantly, type 77 in the comment section. That number is a powerful signal to the universe that you're ready to fully receive this message. This isn't ordinary content. This is a message that can only be understood by those who have risen from their wounds and are now preparing to meet their divine destiny. Because you are not just anyone. You are everything the universe has been waiting for to begin moving. And remember this, as you read these words, the one who is destined to elevate your life is already walking toward you. Part 1. The universe is arranging the steps of your meeting. Chosen soul. There are moments in life when you feel like the world has forgotten you. As if everyone else is running toward the light while you're left behind in a quiet, dark hallway. Sitting alone, reaching blindly, not knowing where to go. You've asked yourself before, when will my life change? When will someone come, not to hurt me, but to take my hand and say, let's rise together. A soul prepared for a great destiny. Those questions are not wrong. Your uneasiness is not wrong. Your doubts are not a weakness. They are the natural stirrings of a soul going through rebirth. Yes, you are being reborn. Not physically, but in energy, in frequency, in consciousness. And during this process, the universe is aligning step by step to bring you together with someone who was destined to show up all along. They are not just anybody. They are not merely a source of comfort or a temporary escape. They are the one who opens the gates to your true life. Their presence will not only touch your heart, but awaken the greatest version of you. This meeting won't happen because you went looking for it. It will happen because you were being prepared for it. And when the time comes, every broken piece of your past will fall into place perfectly, like a divine puzzle finally completed. Resilient soul. You've fallen deeply before. You were once broken by the very people who were supposed to protect you. You've held back your tears in silence for so long, pretending to be okay in front of the world, even when your heart felt like ruins. But you were never truly defeated, because your soul never gave up. Even when you were tired, you still rose. Even after being betrayed, you still believed that true love might still exist. And that is exactly why the universe chose you. Not those who have always been happy and untouched, but you, the one who's been shattered over and over, yet never lost the small light glowing inside your chest. The universe has been watching your silent struggle, and in that silence, it began preparing your meeting with someone written into your destiny long before you even knew the meaning of time. This meeting won't be rushed. It will arrive in sweet stillness, like the sun gently breaking through the morning fog. Not in haste, but with certainty. Not with noise, but with depth. And when that moment comes, you will no longer feel alone. You will no longer carry this world on your own. Because the one who arrives will bring more than just presence. They will bring light. A light that guides you out of the darkness, not to replace your light, but to walk beside you and shine with you. Remember this, chosen soul. All the pain you once endured wasn't meant to destroy you, but to filter your life, to separate the false from the real, the ones who harm from those who heal. What keeps you small from what will lift you higher. So if you still feel alone now, it's not because you are unworthy of companionship, but because the soul meant to walk with you is far too powerful to be sent in a hurry. Be patient, just a little longer, because as you read this, the universe is arranging the steps, perfecting the direction and guiding them closer to you. Chosen soul, you are not walking toward emptiness. You are being led toward an answer, and that moment is drawing very near. Part 2. The subtle signs the universe is sending. Chosen soul. Nothing in your life happens by accident. No encounter is ever truly random. No loss is entirely meaningless. And no journey is left wandering without purpose by the universe. If you've started to sense something different lately, something you can't quite explain with logic, it's not just your imagination. These are gentle messages from the universe, letting you know that someone is being slowly guided in your direction. Maybe you've been dreaming more often of a person you don't know, but who somehow feels familiar. Maybe you've been feeling an unexpected peace whenever you think about the future, even if your present still feels uncertain. Maybe you're noticing specific numbers showing up again and again, or you've had brief encounters that feel like déjà vu. None of this is coincidence. These are signs. Signs that a new chapter of your life is being opened, and that you are very, very close to the meeting that has been written for you all along. A soul being called by its destiny doesn't speak loudly. It whispers in the silence. It stirs your heart, shifts your energy, and sends signals that only a sensitive soul can perceive. If you've been feeling more at peace lately, even without a clear reason, it's because your inner self is being aligned. If you suddenly feel uncomfortable in environments you once considered normal, it's because the universe is guiding you away from energies that no longer match your new journey. You might not know exactly where you're going, but your heart seems to know what you must leave behind. You may not be able to explain what you're waiting for, but deep down your soul tells you something significant is coming. And it's true. Someone is being prepared for you. Not just to love you, but to elevate your life to a level you've never reached before. They are part of the answer you've been seeking. Not because they're perfect, but because they arrive at the perfect time, with a soul that resonates with both your wounds and your hopes. Don't ignore the subtle urges within you, the urge to grow, to love yourself deeper, to step away from drama and chaos. That is the process of purification. You are being prepared so that when the one destined for you arrives, you've already become the truest, most refined version of yourself, chosen soul. Remember, the universe works on a rhythm that can't be rushed. It is never late and never early. It works with perfect timing. You may feel like you've been waiting too long, but the universe is making sure that who comes to you is not just anyone, but someone who truly sees you. Not just your mask, not just your appearance, but the depth of your soul, a depth that few have ever understood. And sometimes, the clearest sign that your meeting is near is when you finally begin to feel that you no longer need anyone else to be happy. When you feel enough on your own, when you stand calmly without depending on praise, validation, or attention, that's when your energy becomes powerful. And from that strength, the universe will reflect someone back to you who carries a similar frequency. Not someone who comes to complete you, but someone who comes to unite with you and grow together. So when you begin to notice the subtle signs, don't ignore them. Don't dismiss the newfound peace in your heart. Don't doubt that inner certainty, even if you can't yet explain it. Because those are whispers from the universe gently telling you, prepare yourself, for soon you will no longer walk alone. And that meeting will lift your life to a higher sky, without ever pulling your feet off the ground, because you were always meant to fly, with someone who sees your wings even before you realize you have them. Part 3. Letting go of the old to welcome the true. A chosen soul to receive the universe's greatest gifts. It's not always about searching for where to go. Sometimes, it's about learning to release what no longer deserves to be held. We've all clung to things that weren't healthy. We've held on to people who only brought pain, hoping they would change, hoping they would eventually see our worth. But the truth is, they didn't come to stay. They were a lesson, not your final destination. And this is where many chosen souls become stuck, between loyalty and pain, between hope and reality. But understand this, the universe cannot send the new if your heart is still filled with what should have already left. Letting go does not mean giving up. Letting go is the highest form of courage, because it means you trust that something better is on its way, even if you can't see it yet. Letting go is saying to the universe, I'm ready to receive what's true. I will no longer fill my soul with what's false. Sometimes, we think that if we're just a little more patient, the person who hurt us will eventually change. But you need to understand, the right person for you will never make you wait endlessly to be treated with respect. The right person will never make you feel starved for love, because true love doesn't leave you hungry. It nourishes you. Now is the time to cleanse your heart, not from memories, but from attachment. Because what you need is not to keep remembering the past, but to find the courage to no longer look back. A soul that is rising to the next level. Every time you say no to something that no longer aligns with who you're becoming, you are opening a new door in your life, one by one, as if sweeping the floors of a house about to welcome a noble guest. You don't need to hate the past. Just understand that it has completed its purpose. It has shaped you. It has taught you. And now, it's time to let it go peacefully. Remember, chosen soul, you are not a victim of those who left you. You are the recipient of someone who is coming to elevate you. But you can only receive if your hands are no longer full of the old weight. And maybe you've already started to feel it. That the world which once felt familiar now seems foreign. That the people who once felt close now feel distant. This is not failure. It's a sign. You are being shifted to a higher frequency. You're not being abandoned. You're being moved away from connections that weaken you, toward ones that empower you. From draining dependencies to healing encounters. Don't be afraid to walk alone for a while. Solitude is a sacred space where the universe gently reorganizes your life. And in that sacred space, a new story is being written for you. One that will lead you to someone who will never make you question your worth again. So let the old go. Let those who were only meant to stay for a season return to their destiny. You haven't lost them. You're simply returning them to where they were always meant to be. And you are being prepared for someone you will never again mistake as a wrong turn. Clear your heart. Clear your mind from painful shadows, because someone is walking toward you, carrying light, carrying peace, and reaching out with hands that are meant to hold yours. Not just for today, but for every day that follows. And they will only arrive when you're truly ready to receive a love that no longer wounds, but helps you grow. Part 4. Someone who brings light into your life. Chosen soul. Someone will enter your life not with grand promises, but with a calm presence that can't be explained with words. They won't conquer you with flattery, but they'll embrace your soul in the quietest, deepest, and most sincere way. They're not coming to rescue you, because you're not someone who needs rescuing. You've already saved yourself through storms only you truly know, through a heartbreak that only you understand the weight of. But this person will come as a steady presence, not to patch your wounds, but to walk beside you as you grow, not as someone who owns your life, but as a witness to the rising of your best self, a soul approaching its light. When this person arrives, you might feel strange, not because they're wrong for you, but because you're not used to being loved without conditions. You'll be surprised. How could someone look at you so deeply, understand you without needing you to explain? They'll see you with the eyes of the heart, not just their own. They won't try to change who you are, but help you fall in love again with who you've always been. Because for so long, you've been trying so hard to be accepted. You've been shaping yourself into versions you thought others would approve of, forgetting how beautiful your true self really is. This person will remind you, true love doesn't make you fear losing it. It doesn't make you walk on broken glass just to keep someone's attention. True love lifts. It doesn't crush. It grows you. It doesn't control. It soothes, not tortures a soul that's already walked alone for far too long. You deserve someone who listens, not just hears. Someone whose silence feels like an embrace. and whose eyes make you feel safe. Someone who doesn't come wearing a mask, but with the courage to be a genuine human being. He will understand that you've been hurt, and he won't judge your past. He's not interested in the pages of your mistakes. Because he didn't come to peel back the past, he came to write the future. And you'll recognize him, not because he's perfect, but because you won't need to be anyone else around him. You'll be able to cry without being laughed at. You'll be able to sit in silence without being doubted. You'll be able to be honest without feeling guilty. This is the kind of love being prepared for you. Not a love that chains you, but one that sets you free. Not a love that threatens to leave, but one that stays, even when the storm arrives. A soul chosen by the universe. You don't have to search for him everywhere. He is already walking toward you, along invisible paths. And when the time is right, the universe will bring the two of you to one point. A point written long before you even knew what loss meant. Prepare yourself, not with anxiety, but with peace. Not with masks or performances, but with sincerity. Because the one who's coming isn't interested in what you own, but in who you truly are. And when he arrives, everything you once struggled so hard to hold on to will feel meaningless compared to the calm he brings. Prepare yourself, chosen soul, for the light is drawing near. And it's not just coming to light your path, but to walk beside you in the light you build together. Part 5. Time no longer waits. The meeting is near. Chosen soul, there are moments in life when everything feels like it's shifting, without any clear reason. You wake up in the morning with a lighter heart, even though just last night you were carrying the weight of the world. You walk through a crowd and suddenly feel at peace, even though crowds used to make you anxious. You sit alone, and for the first time, you don't feel lonely. That's not a coincidence. It's a sign, a signal that you're nearing the end of your long wait. Time is no longer standing still. The universe has completed its arrangements, and your destiny is being aligned toward a meeting that will change your life forever. All this time, you may have felt that your journey was too long, too quiet, too painful. But that's exactly why you were chosen. Chosen to understand the deeper meaning of true love. Love that doesn't arrive in haste, but comes when you are truly ready to receive it. Without a mask, without wounds left unhealed, without unresolved stories. A soul cherished by the universe. Know this: the one who will elevate your life will not arrive with fireworks, but with quiet steps that bring about profound change. Not the kind of change that frightens you, but the kind that brings you home. Home to yourself. Home to the best version of you that has long been hidden behind fear. Time no longer leaves room for doubt. Whatever you once questioned will begin to fall away one by one, because when the real one comes, the noise inside your head will be replaced with calm. And when that destined meeting happens, you won't need anyone's validation, because deep down you'll know this is the moment. And when that moment arrives, you'll realize how everything feels right. The steps that once felt unsteady now feel light. Your eyes, once dim, will begin to shine again. The life that once felt empty will now be filled with meaning. Not because someone came to save you, but because they arrived as a reflection of the strength you've quietly built all along. A soul that rose from pain. Time, once slow, now moves quickly. You're no longer just walking. You're being launched, accelerated, driven by an unseen energy that you feel with every heartbeat. You are rising in frequency, moving into a higher stage of life. And the one meant to uplift you is going through the same transformation. They are walking their own path, so that when you meet, it is not your wounds that recognize each other, but the healed, restored versions of two souls that once fell apart. The universe is carefully weaving the threads of destiny, and you no longer need to chase anyone. Because the one truly meant for you will find you, even without you uttering a word. So be ready. Pay attention to your days. Listen to your heart. Notice how old faces begin to drift away, and new ones slowly start to appear. That's not a coincidence. That's a purification process. It's a sign that you are being positioned, not pushed aside. There is nothing left for you to prove, no more reason to fear being late. Because you were never behind. You were simply being prepared on a deeper level. And that meeting, it's very near. Just a few more moments, and you'll realize that all the pain you once carried was actually leading you to something far greater than you ever imagined. Chosen soul, prepare not just to meet, but to be reborn. Because someone is coming, not merely to fill an empty space, but to expand the sky of your life. Time no longer waits, and the universe has already given its signal. Now it's up to you. Is your heart open enough to receive it? Is your soul peaceful enough to walk beside theirs? Because this meeting isn't just about you and them, but about what will be created when two lights finally come together. Part 6 is not just a meeting, but an acceleration of destiny, one that has been promised, a soul that has been chosen. Know this, the meeting being prepared for you is not simply to fill a void in your life. It's not just about love that makes your heart flutter, or a relationship that offers temporary comfort. This meeting is an acceleration, a soul-level elevation promised by the universe since the first time you asked in silence, will I ever meet someone who truly understands, supports, and revives me? And the answer is yes. But not in an ordinary way. Not through an easy story, but through a long process of healing old wounds, letting go of the past, and cleansing your inner world, the very journey you've been on. This meeting won't just unite two hearts. It will harmonize two divine frequencies. With them, you won't just feel loved, you'll feel empowered. Their presence won't make you dependent, but will awaken the wings you've kept folded out of fear, of flying too high on your own. They are someone who brings strength through silence and peace through presence. With them, you won't just feel alive, you'll feel yourself growing. And from that growth, your destiny will begin to shift direction. Imagine this, all the efforts that once felt slow, all the prayers that once seemed unanswered, all the steps that used to feel heavy, will begin to move quickly with the arrival of them in your life. Because they come not only with love, but also with a key to the doors of life you've long been knocking on with tired hands. And now, those hands no longer have to knock alone. You will walk hand in hand with them, and together step into a new dimension of life, one you never imagined possible. A soul illuminated by heavenly light. There is a kind of love that doesn't just make you smile, but pushes you to grow. Love that doesn't just embrace you, but whispers courage into your heart. Love that doesn't make you feel small, but lifts you up, strengthens your steps, straightens your spine, and brings peace to your soul. This is the love that is approaching you. This is the meeting that will not only heal you, but awaken all the light you've been keeping hidden in silence. And because of that, your life won't just change gradually. It will change as fast as light. When two aligned energies finally meet, you'll see that the things which once felt distant are now coming closer. Doors that once remained shut will begin to open, and paths that once seemed dark will be clearly lit. Don't be surprised if, after this meeting, the world begins to see you differently. Not because you've changed into someone else, but because you've finally become who you truly are. Not because you've become someone else, but because you've finally become your true self, whole, without wounds, without pretense. And the one who comes will witness your rising, will become part of your journey, and a mirror reflecting just how valuable you truly are. You will no longer question your worth. You will no longer seek validation outside yourself, because they will be there, with honest eyes and a sincere presence, to remind you of who you really are. A chosen soul, destined for something great, a soul that rose from destruction. Believe this. You were never truly left alone. Everything you've been through was part of a divine preparation. And now, you are ready to receive the gift. Not just a person, but an entirely new life path filled with wonder. And remember this: the acceleration of your destiny begins when you stop being afraid of receiving what is good. Don't reject the peace that's coming. Don't doubt the love that is genuine, because you've already paid with enough pain. Now it's time to receive a healing that's worthy of it. This meeting isn't just coming to soothe you, but to lift you up, to let you soar, and change your life forever. So be ready, because when you open your heart sincerely, the universe will speed up everything that once felt slow, and your life will never be the same again. Part 7. Prepare yourself, because your life is about to rise to a new level. You are a chosen soul. This is the final part of a long message, one not just written with words, but with vibrations flowing from the depths of the universe to your heart that has waited too long in silence. You didn't realize it, but your small steps have created great waves in dimensions unseen. The prayers you whispered through tears, the ones only you and the universe knew, have shaken the heavens. And now, the answers are being sent to you, not in the form of luxury, not with applause, but in the form of a meeting that will lift your life to a higher level. You, the soul long tested, know this: you are standing on the edge of change. Not a small shift, but a giant leap that will transform the entire course of your life. All this time, it felt like you were carrying the world alone. You endured, even when everyone left. You kept walking, even with trembling legs. And you never stopped, even when life hurt you again and again. Now the universe says, your time has come. You've waited long enough. You've been misunderstood long enough. You've been pushed aside for a light you hadn't yet had the chance to shine. Now, you will be united with someone who won't see that light as a threat, but as a beauty they want to nurture, protect, and strengthen. They will not come to take, but to give. Not to burden you, but to lift you higher. With this person, you will come to understand that life doesn't always have to be full of pain, that love doesn't have to hurt, that being together doesn't have to mean suspicion, control, or hurt. They will enter your life and lead you into a new world, a world filled with courage, mutual effort, maturity, and growth. You will realize that everything you once thought was the end was actually the beginning of something far better. That all the people who left you behind were only making room for one soul, the one who was truly meant to walk beside you. And they're not coming to make you happy for a moment, but to walk with you and build a happiness that lasts. Shining soul, your life will begin to rise slowly but surely, starting with the way you think, the way you see yourself, and the way you choose who to share your life with. Everything is about to rise to a new level. You will no longer settle for anything half-hearted, because now you know you deserve something whole. You deserve to be loved fully. You deserve to be accompanied by someone who doesn't just show up when you're happy, but holds you when you're tired and feel like giving up. And you won't have to shout to be heard, won't have to struggle alone just to be noticed, because they will show up with an instinct that understands, not just ears that listen. They won't merely be a spectator in your life, but a main character, building the stage with you and walking with you through every scene. Your life will rise, from solitude to collaboration, from doubt to conviction, from surviving to thriving. Don't be surprised if you begin to receive more luck, more support, more beautiful coincidences that seem to fall from the sky. That's the new vibration you're radiating, and the universe is responding with a series of unexpected blessings. But it all begins with one thing: your willingness to open up. Your willingness to believe that you deserve to receive healthy love, that you are worthy of being accompanied by someone who doesn't see you as a burden, but as a miracle they're grateful for every single day. Rising soul, prepare yourself. This is not about who is coming. This is about you finally being ready to receive. You who have made peace with the past. You who now stand whole and are ready to welcome a love not meant to complete you, but to strengthen you. Your life will rise, because you are no longer seeking a love that burns, but a love that lights the lantern of hope. And that person, they are getting closer. Just a few small leaps in time, and you will know, this is it. This is the answer to all the patience I've held on to all this time. So now, before you take another step forward, say in your heart, I am ready. I am worthy. I welcome my new destiny. Because you were never meant to just survive. You were destined to rise, to grow, and to shine. With a love that no longer wounds you, but heals you and brings your soul back to life. A chosen soul. Your journey has been long, your tears countless, and the nights you've spent in silence have stood as quiet witnesses to how you endured when no one was there to hold your hand. But now, the time has come. Your time to receive. Your time to no longer fight alone. Your time to welcome someone who doesn't just show up, but brings a profound transformation into your life. A transformation that will elevate you to a level you've never reached before. The universe is never mistaken. It knows who carries true strength. It recognizes those who quietly hold the light within, and you are one of those rare souls. You are the home of thousands of prayers, never spoken aloud, but powerful enough to move the heavens because of the sincerity behind them. Now, the universe is drawing your destiny closer. Not a destiny you forced, but one you prayed for in silence. Not someone you chased after, but someone who has been prepared to walk beside you step by step. Remember, this is not the end. This is the beginning of a different life, the beginning of peace, the beginning of growth, the beginning of a new chapter you've been faithfully waiting for. You were not wrong to hope. You did not endure in vain. You are not too sensitive, not too weak. You are simply too deep for a world that often stays on the surface. And now the universe is about to bring you together with a soul whose depth matches your own. So open your heart, calm your mind, and allow your life to flow with the divine rhythm you can no longer resist. If your heart feels that this is more than just words, but a message, then it's because your soul is being called. Like this now if you feel this is a sign meant for you. Subscribe so you won't miss the next important messages. Turn on the notification bell so the universe knows you are awake and ready to welcome miracles. And write 77 in the comments as a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, ready to be healed, ready to rise, and ready to meet your true destiny. Because in the end, everything you've been waiting for is already on its way to you. Be patient just a little longer, because that door is very close to opening.